Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. We're Megan Morgs and come along for a 4-day boat trip as we explore the incredible Komodo Islands in Indonesia. Morgan, are you going to give us a room tour?
Yep, come in, I'll show you the room.
Can we fit?
There you go, that's the room.
Oh, nice. Little fan.
But we booked for the cabin class, didn't we?
Yeah.
But I mean, there's only 4 people on this boat, so we probably shouldn't have bothered paying extra.
It was only an extra tenner.
It was an extra £10 for the 4 days. But yeah, I mean, we've got
luxurious.
We are on a boat after all, aren't we? So
yeah. We're living out our below deck dreams.
Yeah, if only we was on the £4 million yacht.
That's true.
We were told to book this trip, Flores to Lombok, just because it's supposed to be a little bit quieter, the boat might not be so busy basically. But we really didn't expect there to only be like us 2 and then 2 other people on the boat at all. So yeah, it's going to be a quiet 4 days. I thought we might be sort of having the trip a bit like what we did in the Harjang Loop when we had sort of like 10 people in a group. It was quite nice to sort of like meet other people, but the couple that we're sharing it with are really nice, and yeah, I think there's actually more sort of like crew members, if you like, than there are guests. But I mean, no complaints. It'll be a nice and chilled out few days, and yeah, I mean, it's beautiful really. We're just heading on to the first stop of the day, which is Padar Island, and he said that there's opportunities to do some sort of like snorkelling with some baby sharks apparently. I think we've said in a couple of videos more recently that we haven't had a chance to swim with any sharks on this trip so far, so you know, this could well be the first time.
First stop of the day is Komodo Island, not Padar, and we saw 2 baby sharks. We couldn't really snorkel with them because they were in really shallow warm water obviously, but the snorkeling here has also been really good. So yeah, it's a pretty good first stop. There's lots of like restaurants set up here where you can order food, drinks, snacks, souvenirs obviously, so it is quite touristy, but also we're only a 40-minute ride from Flores, so I guess a lot of people come here sort of on a day trip, that sort of thing. But yeah, not a bad first stop.
Just had some lunch and now we've stopped off at another island. I can't
Don't know the name.
I'll put it on the screen for you. We can't keep up with all the different islands that we've got on this itinerary, but yeah, lunch was good and now we're going to go for a snorkel, hopefully with some turtles, they said. Snorkeling was probably some of the best that we'd ever seen. Yeah, really good.
What's crazy is like when you're snorkeling in the water, like some of it's boiling warm and then it's absolutely freezing in other areas.
Yeah, what do they call it, like thermocline or?
But it's not like layers like that.
Yeah, it's more just like different currents of cold and warm, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, and that island was
how
called?
How many crew does it take to lift the anchor?
arrived at Padar Island, where we'll be getting up for sunrise tomorrow morning to do the hike up to the famous viewpoint. Our guide told us that they've put it on the view on the 50,000 note now. It's like you know, or we'd have like the Queen on or something like that.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, so that's like one of the things on there. And yeah, I think it's like 850 steps. We're just looking at it sort of in front of us. I think it's a mixture of like boards that they've put down and like stone, and it just sort of being a natural trail as well.
Yeah, we got into the boat just as the sun was setting, and from the boat we saw some manta rays. So Morgan and I tried to go in and snorkel with them, but the visibility at this time of day is not great. So just had a freshwater shower.
Yes.
There's two like showers at the back of the boat which let out some water.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean it's enough to sort of just wash your hair and get the salt off you and stuff. But yeah, it's very beautiful here, and it's not very cloudy at all and everything like that, so we can have a nice sunset. It's setting sort of on the other side of the Padar Island that's in front of us. Our guide also told us that I think you have to have like a permit or something, basically is what he meant for flying a drone here. I think we're going to try and fly it sort of tomorrow morning after. The thing is, like, we've seen so many people fly it online. Yeah.
And on Instagram, so
we'll just see what we can do regarding that. But just a little heads up for if you're here. I don't think you're supposed to be flying them in this particular area anyway. But yeah, we'll just see how we get on.
But yeah, it's obviously almost the end of day one. It's been a very nice mixture of snorkeling and chilling out on the top deck here. Yeah,
we had that nice relaxing sort of like journey for a couple of hours.
I don't know if we've mentioned that there's only 4 people on our boat, so there's loads of space for us.
Yeah, it's almost too quiet really, I guess you could say. But yeah, I mean you can't complain, because he said that the group before us were 30 people, and I feel like that might be just a little bit too much. Just because the boat's not huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's lovely. We're looking forward to some dinner now. Dinner's served. So we got tempeh,
rice, tempeh and green beans, and then like a soup with potatoes and carrots and
then the extra thing, we've got some little like white baked fish that you might have on like a tapas sort of board, but nice good balanced dinner. We spent the evening last night just chilling with the rest of the people on the boat, and we just woke up now. It's 4:30, so we're up and ready to do the sunrise hike on Padar Island, and this is something that we've been looking forward to doing for years really, just because it's one of the best views that you can sort of see in Southeast Asia. I think it's going to take us around 25 minutes to half an hour to walk to the top, and about 850 steps. I think it's supposed to be pretty popular to do for sunrise, so I will show you how busy it really is.
Heading down now, but the view was great and it was well worth the 4:30 AM wake up call, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of the more iconic Southeast Asia views, I think that is.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's one of the more amazing views that we've seen, and it wasn't too hard, the hike really. It's like 815 steps, the guy said at the top. I think, yeah, there is no drone flying unless you've got a permit, which is
they said that
again,
so
the guy at the bottom said that when we entered, and then it's like $1 million rupees if you want to get it, and you have to buy it like the day that you leave.
Yeah.
So it's fine, we won't fly the drone, and the views that you'll see are, you know, as good as what you'd see in the drone, just because of
Also,
the vantage point.
One thing that's cool is like you can see a black sand beach, a white sand beach, and the pink sand beach.
Yeah, all in one photo.
One
It's
shot.
beautiful.
It's so good.
Yeah, sunrise is lovely as well.
The hike wasn't too hard. It's just short, steep, sweaty, but it didn't last long.
Yeah, Asia's good for that, really. Some sort of good views for minimal effort, really. But it got quite busy at the top, but nothing that's too bad, and you could always get like a nice photograph without like a crowd in the background.
The thing is, I think it's busy because obviously people are like crossing paths here, so there's a lot of boats here moored up that are going from Lombok to Flores.
Yeah.
So obviously that's why it's so busy here this morning. But
yeah, it's beautiful
we've got
and
an exciting day ahead of us.
yeah, absolutely.
Number 2 of day number 2, and we're at the main island itself, Komodo Island.
Yeah, we sailed for about an hour, I think it was, from Padar Island over here. But
we had breakfast and like a nice cup of tea.
Yeah, those pancakes
quite
were quite nice. It was good. Yeah, they're looking after us. This island's got a lot more sort of like, it's like a little population that lives sort of on the other side, it looks like. I guess with an island of this size, I didn't realise it would be so big.
Yeah, it's so big in comparison. Like, say if this is Komodo, this is Padar Island where we were this morning. So in like comparison, it's huge.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna go on some sort of like guided tour looking for some Komodo dragons, fingers crossed.
Yeah, because this is the only country in the world where Komodo dragons are found.
Yeah, so
they originated from Australia, but they don't live there anymore. Only found in Indonesia.
Obviously they originated in Australia.
Anything venomous.
Or scary, yeah. But yeah, fingers crossed we get to go and find some. Successful?
Yeah, and our guide told us that yesterday they didn't see any. I mean, I don't know if they say that every day, but we saw 3. One mum, like a medium size, one huge,
the male one,
dad, and then this one apparently is called Angela.
The little baby one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently this one's friendly to all the local people and they've given her a name, which is funny.
We weren't sort of walking for too long. The route was pretty flat and shaded.
Yeah, they said it would take an hour, but I reckon it was probably like 35, 40 minutes, something like that.
And then you end at like a place with little stalls and like souvenir stands.
Yeah, it's just the same sort of thing for us. We don't really buy like the souvenirs, we just kind of buy stuff that we need just because of how long our trip is. But you can get like a cold drink or a Indomie or something like that if you fancy it. But yeah, great success.
Yeah, we're happy. lovely day 2. We are at the Pink Beach. We've just done some snorkelling. The corals are really good here. There's loads of fish, and we just sat on the beach watching some dolphins go by as well. So we've had some good animal encounters, and it's only partway through the trip.
One thing that I thought I would say is that also the signal, or like the 4G like phone connection, whatever, has been a lot better on this trip than what we might have expected from what we'd heard from other videos that we'd watched or people that we'd seen on Instagram or whatever. Like where we stopped off last night near Padar Island, we had like 4G connection on a couple of bars, like enough to...
It's a little bit spotty this morning, but like not bad at all.
And like we've got a tiny little bit here, and when we were on the Komodo Island and stuff like that, but I was sort of
expecting
but I guess because there are little like settlements, they're probably like improving the connections as time goes by. But yeah, so don't think that you're going to be sort of like completely without any signal for the whole time that you're here, because there will be sort of like, even like
bits
between islands, like you might be able
to
to send a message or an email or whatever.
Let your mum know that you're okay.
Exactly, that's an important thing, you know, and yeah, we didn't expect that to be the case, so I thought we'd just let you know. Snorkeling in the really deep water. It was so clear, it was probably like 50 meters down, but you could see the bottom of the ocean, and we saw a little shark.
We saw 2 turtles and 2 sharks.
And then while we were at the Pink Beach, there was like loads of dolphins.
Yeah, it's so good. Nice. So many dolphins.
And then we've just been cruising sort of for the past few hours, like having a bit of a nap and stuff, because we was up at like 4:30, so
it's literally such a good nap spot.
Yeah, and it is nice to like be able to nap when it's so quiet on the boat and stuff like that, because there's only like 4 of us.
I don't know what it would be like if there was like 20 or 30 of us on here.
It might be a bit harder to find like a bit of space to sort of like just chill basically.
Yeah.
It might be a bit more tiring, but I'd still recommend you do it. It's such a beautiful experience so far anyway. But the boat journey's been lovely. We saw some more dolphins, like a bigger pod
stop of the third day. We've been sailing since 2 p.m. yesterday, so maybe like 16, 17 hours. And we pulled up to our destination at 7 a.m. We didn't sleep too bad, but the beds aren't quite long enough for our legs, so they hang off the end. But yeah, we just pulled up to Mojo Island. Moyo, not quite sure how you say it. And we're going on a short walk to a nearby waterfall.
We had a great time at the waterfall. It was really fun. Sort of like we had to sort of like scramble up the rocks on the way up. Megan said it reminded her of the things that she's seen of like the sticky waterfalls that you see in sort of like.
Yeah, I think it's in like northern Laos or like northern Thailand, where like you can literally climb up the rock because of the chemical composition.
Yeah,
it makes it really grippy.
Yeah, it was strange, like the material when you put your foot down on it. You didn't feel like you were going to slip at all, compared to sort of like, well, yeah, if you ever walk on like something that's underwater, it's so slippery, isn't it? But yeah.
And then we got back to the boat, and then we had a snorkel. The snorkeling again was really nice. We sent the drone up.
Yeah, we finally got some good spot to do that where it was like quiet and not in the. Well, I think it's still in like the. Oh no, we're probably not in that national park anymore.
No, we're not.
After sailing for like 17 hours overnight. Honestly, that distance of sailing last night,
it's crazy.
Yeah. But
and also, like lots of people say on this trip, that leg can sometimes be really choppy. But I think we were really lucky. Like it wasn't too bad at all. No one was poorly. So
yeah, it was kind of just like it is now, just like bobbing up and down.
Not been too bad.
Yeah, I mean, we've been really lucky with the weather. There's a few clouds in the sky. That's about it. I mean,
yeah.
It's been really good. And so this area, our guide was saying that it's the rainy season starts in like December.
Yeah.
So, because I think for the some of the other islands that are sort of like further west, the rainy season starts like around now when we're in November. But I guess everything's slightly different just because Indonesia is so huge.
We were a bit worried though, because when we flew into Flores and landed, we landed in like a massive rain cloud basically.
Yeah, and it was kind of like really stormy.
It down. So we're a bit like, oh, not the best weather to be on a boat. But yeah, we've been super lucky.
We haven't had a drop of rain since actually.
We are sailing for 6 hours, he said.
Yeah.
So we left at like 10. So we should get there at 4.
Yeah.
And I think we're having dinner on an island with like another boat.
So the sailing will take us to Komodo Island. They've got like a little hill there. You can sort of like have a walk up and have a bit better of a view over the sort of like the surrounding islands, and then I think you can do a little bit of snorkeling or whatever. We'll see.
It's going to be like a beach barbecue, watch the sunset evening.
Yeah.
It sounds really nice.
It does sound nice.
but there is only 4 of us again. So I can imagine if it's busier, it wouldn't be the best. So there's a freshwater shower, toilet, some toilet roll, freshwater shower, and the view.
The toilets are located at the back of the boat, and as you walk forward, there's some storage and then some crew bedrooms on either side. Then on the left-hand side, there's some water facilities to get sort of like a drink during the day, fill up your water bottle, as well as a fridge where people will keep in their drinks. This is also where dinner was served in the evenings, as well as there being the private cabins at the front of the boat, if you can call them that. There's also this sleeping accommodation for guests on the top deck. This would probably be where the majority of people on the boat would be sleeping. The top deck area with the sunshade over in the daytime is the perfect place for a nap. With the long sails that we were doing, we definitely spent the majority of our time up there, enjoying the views of the national park and just chilling out.
We're at the last stop of the trip.
Yes, it's Komodo Island, like we said to you before. I felt like we were sailing forever.
Yeah.
It was like 7 hours. I guess the thing that we didn't realise with this trip was like the scale or like the distance that you have to really cover on the boat. It's really large, like over the, like last night and then today, we've done a lot more sailing on boats. But yeah, it's been nice to just like, I think we both feel like maybe we should be doing more today. But yeah, here's how it is, and obviously we've got that distance to cover, and he said that they'd rather do it sort of after an extremely choppy journey across the sort of, I guess it's like a little like channel.
Yeah, I think we spoke too soon about it being not bad.
Yeah, I'm just so glad it wasn't like that for the 17-hour sail that we had last night, because it wouldn't have been very comfortable. We postponed having dinner until we get there, just in order to sort of make sure that we kept everything down. But now we're in sort of like the port area and it's sheltered. The waves are absolutely fine. It's all sort of like back to how it was before. But yeah, we had a real sort of like not very nice, I don't know, what was it, like 40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. Also, one thing I will mention, it is advertised as a 4-day, 3-night trip, but this is the end of day 3 and we're basically pulling into Lombok Harbour now.
Yeah.
So it's more like 3 full days than 3 nights.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we basically just get transport to our next location.
Yeah, so it's definitely not 4 days.
No.
You have the like, and also like today, the majority of the day you are sailing sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like the morning we sort of like woke up, you could go for a little swim, then we could go to the waterfall, come back do a bit of snorkelling, and then we were just sailing like for I think 7 hours.
Yeah, 10
and then,
till 5 we were sailing.
Yeah, and then we had like a couple of hours on the Komodo Island, and then we're coming into port now. So yeah, it's definitely 3 days rather than 4 days really. 3 days, 3 nights really. But yeah, thankfully the sea's calmed down now, and we can hopefully have some dinner. We got some nasi goreng for dinner tonight, which will be nice. The food's kind of been a bit on and off for us.
Yeah.
It's not been like as good as maybe some other trips that we've been on. But obviously this is like multi-day and they've had to store everything on the ship, so it's just got to weigh it up. But for us, the food wasn't
I'm not a big
great.
fish lover.
Yeah.
There was quite a lot of fish meals. There's always like a plain veggie and a plain rice and fruit, so
meals and sort of like the sleeping accommodation aren't exactly like really comfortable, and food's not really tasty. So it's just something to sort of keep in mind. I know obviously everything that you see online for this particular trip is like it's perfect, it's absolutely amazing, it's all the highlight reel, but it's not like picture perfect. Although if you wanted to spend the big bucks and like have a real expensive trip, you could have a really amazing experience, I'm sure, with like an expensive boat with like, you know, like something off below deck or something like that. But yeah, we thought we'd give you like a real insight into it. We've enjoyed all of our days. It's just not been like what we maybe expected.
I don't think people really share like how many hours you are actually saving for as well.
Yeah.
Like we didn't get, obviously we got a day by day itinerary, but we weren't really aware of like timings or anything like that. So it's definitely just something to consider, but nothing to take away from the activities because they've been amazing.
Here we go, Captain Morgan. You're not doing a very good job because you're looking at me and not the...
Hello!
And that is the end of this amazing 3-day adventure. We really hope you've enjoyed this video. We really enjoyed it. It's definitely been a great experience. You know, the last big sort of adventure for our time in Asia, so it was nice to end it on a high.
Yeah, it's also nice to wake up here and with some views of Mount Rinjani as well.
Yeah.
It's a nice backdrop.
It is.
But yeah, we'll give you a little tour around the boat this morning, and then yeah, we just had some breakfast, had a cup of tea, and then we're going to leave like bright and early. I think it's like 8 o'clock now, maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah, we're heading down to Kuta today, so if you're interested in seeing what we're doing there, then keep an eye out for our last video in our whole time of Asia, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
But if you have enjoyed it as much as we have, please make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.